Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. I am your host for the evening, Miguel Colon Jr. I am joined in virtual studio with my good friends from the With the Side of Chaos podcast, Patricio, and the Godfather of Orlando comedy, Ken Miller. Sometimes, Patricio, I'm going to tell you, man, on Fridays when we do this, I appreciate that you're always able to hop on. But I wonder what is going on in the world of law on Fridays that you can do 17 podcasts in one day. Like, I'll tell you right now, your phone's just blinking. Somebody's like, Patricio, answer the phone. They got the babies in the car. They taking the babies. And Patricio just sitting there like, if you like pina coladas. And getting caught in the rain.
And like I hit him up like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
it's not like I gave him a warning. I like, hey man, are you on? He's like, sure.
Yeah.
So
and when the camera turned on, I saw Patricio straight up putting clothes on. Like he got a robe, he was taking it off, he was putting clothes on, turning all the lights on in the office, man.
So everyone knows that during the day, I'm a marketing director and a paralegal here at the law office of Aaron Morse. And I don't do a normal 9 to 5. I do more of like maybe 10 to 12-hour days with Aaron, regardless. So like even past 5 o'clock, once all the courts are closed, the clients are gone, everyone else is gone. Like I'm still doing stuff for Aaron, and I put in more than 40 hours a week. And because of my efforts, he kind of gives me a little bit of leeway to like, if it's marketing, you can do what you want, get it done, say my name, and you're good to go.
That's Aaron what's up, man. Because I'm telling you, man, like. And I've heard great things about the firm. So I just think like y'all so good that you like, hey, listen, man, Monday, you gonna get your kids back. Friday, that's kind of our time. It's, we got a taco bar. Would you like an omelet? We got the omelet station going on Friday. That's how I knew Aaron was a baller. The first time I met her, we were just talking. I was like, I looked over and I was like, what's that behind your shoulder? She's like, it's an omelet station. I was like, oh, she's one of the initiated,
But no, whenever you guys want.
Yeah, the Court of Owls. She's in the League of Shadows. Aaron Al Ghul. It all makes sense now.
Aaron Al Ghul.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to let me know because like she listens to you guys. She listens to the show. She loves you, James, and Ken. Like we've had Ken on the show last year when we were helping out with the toy drive. You guys say the word. I'd love to like switch spots and she take over for me, and y'all deal with a crazy white woman.
I want to switch spots. I want to be in court with y'all. just pop up. Yeah. Motion to suppress. That little kid's lying.
Yeah.
And then like that little kid punched himself. I want to cross-examine a kid on the stands and be like, "Hello, Romero. How you doing, buddy?" And he's like, "I'm good." Now you said that your daddy punched you. Yes. Now you also said there's a monster in the closet, which my investigative team went through and did not find any. You said on 3 occasions your favorite color once was blue, then it was purple, and it was red. You're out of permission to treat this witness hostile. He's a little liar. He's a little liar. Trying to send grown men to prison. Aaron, real quick, Romero, real quick. I just want to bring this out there. Did you not duty your pants a couple weeks ago? Like, why would you bring that up? Because I could put all this on record, baby. You want it all on record? You want the streets knowing what your life is like, or you want to realize, yeah, you little dookie boy. Bro, that's going to be your name. Guess what? You're not going to have a daddy. You're going to be living in some stay home, and they're going to find out you a dookie boy. Let's make a deal. Let's cut a deal right now, kid.
Them nicknames stick with you, too.
Oh, Dookie Boy goes, yo, that's why you be running into real-ass gangsters. And what's your name? Stinky. Stinky? Yeah, and then you find out it's always, by the time they get cool and tough, they cut it down to like, he's like, I'm stank. All right, but then you talk to his grandma, you're like, well, you talk about stank butt? We used to call him stank butt at the house all the time. Now he's stank,
Yeah. What was your nickname that they gave you?
Yo.
You got 3 homicides.
You got 3 homicides. A little stank man, stank. Yeah. Murdered 3 people, bro.
Yeah, but he gonna get locked up with some dude, some dope fiend that he grew up with, shaking like stinky butt.
Yeah.
Oh man, I ain't seen you and your brother Midnight Ejaculate since we was all rolling together.
Dude, no lie. I when I was a kid, my first girlfriend was a girl named Tweety.
Tweety, yeah,
Light
like Tweety
skin, yeah,
Bird,
Tweety
yeah,
Bird. I went home recently, saw her at Walmart. Like, what up, Tweety? That ain't my name.
yeah. Oh yeah, I've had that
No,
before.
no, bitch, you Tweety.
Yeah,
Forever.
don't do that. I had a homeboy named Bird. I knew him as Bird. I knew him as Bird, 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 whole life. And then it's always that reaction because I saw him at a pool hall. This probably 15 years ago. I said, "What up, Bird?" And instead of being like, "Hey man, I don't go by that no more," I'm blah blah blah. He was like, "That's not my name." And I was like, "Yeah." Then why the f am I calling you Bird? And you turned around.
Miguel, like, did you have a nickname growing up?
Nah, man. I really didn't, man. Like household wise, Mikey. You know how like Spanish people always like I was Mikey, and then also like Lil Mike. It's funny because my dad went by Miguel Mike Colon in the Marine Corps, and and my dad's a small dude, so a lot of the Marines would call me Little Big Mike because I'm bigger than my dad, but I'm Little Mike. I'm his son, so Little Big Mike was one that they used to call a lot. But I never got like a nickname that you're like, come on, guys, stop it. But I gave some. I gave
Oh, I
some.
bet you did. I bet you did.
Did y'all ever name somebody that you're like it just stuck and then you're like
Yeah,
you know them now? Yeah.
dude. I got a few. Okay, for me, my homeboys used to call me K Love when I was young because I wanted to be a rapper. That was my rap name. But Ken is actually my nickname because my name's Kenneth.
Kenneth, yeah.
So Ken is technically people call me Ken. That's my name is Kenneth, and Junior is Kenny, and then my daughter nickname is Nugget because she usually eat chicken nuggets all the time.
Yeah.
And then Junior's nickname is Duke after one of my homeboys I grew up with. I nicknamed him after one of my partners. But I got a buddy in the military that we call Bully. And Bully used to beat people up not like real beat up, but like playfully beat you up every day. And I said, bro, you a bully. And we called him Bully until this day.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 2002 to this day. Everybody calls him Bully.
Yeah, my little sister.
Nobody calls him. His name is Rutherford. That's Sergeant Rutherford. Nobody calls him. Everybody called this dude Bully. Never used his rank.
Check this out. It's Bully. Hey, Bully. Hey, check this out. When we were doing our first, we got audited for the Sausage Castle for Who You Know Productions in like 2018, and we were real nervous, but they were basically like, "Hey, listen, man, your company went from nothing to like, but Mike went from nothing in 2015 to 2.5 million in 2016. So they were like, "Yo, you're gonna get audited." Like, there's got to be, and they were cool about it. But the funny thing was, when the IRS woman's sitting there with me, him, and the accountant, the IRS woman was like, "Okay, so I just need to know this. You paid $65,000 to Delvin Glee." And I'm like, we never paid $65,000 any Delvin Glee. She's like, "No, it's right here. 65,000 Delvin." I'm like, "Ma'am, we don't know a Delvin Glee." And she's like, "Okay, well then you paid, $100 and something thousand to Charles Castro." And I'm like, "Who are these people? Like, what is going on here?" And so then I start looking. I'm like, "Oh, okay, Delvin Glee, that's Hot Rod. Okay." You never knew their names. And just now, I was going through payroll with our payroll accountant, and she's like, "Hey, and so I forgot that also we turn in all our cash apps, those little things, because you want to get anything you paid anybody over, I think it's $600 something like that, you want to report. So there's like cash apps too." And so she's like, "I just need to go over a couple cash apps," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah." And she literally was like, "Okay, there's $1,100 to eyebrows." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's that girl with the thick eyebrows." And then she's like, "What about Poop Boy?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's Sean. Yeah. He got pooped on once." Like, I'm like, "Yeah."
That IRS lady, like, what?
How about $1,500 to Stank? Yeah, I don't want no problems. So I'm sending $1,500 a month.
But Miguel, let me ask you this. Because like I saw this a lot growing up in the Spanish culture. Like the Spanish people just call it what it is.
Oh,
like,
dude, gordito. You could call somebody gordito. Gordito means fat, and anytime you add ito to it, it's really sweet. So
my boy Robin, we straight up called him gordo.
You're good. Wait. Ken, what was that? Your Spanish friend called you Flaco?
Yeah.
And then what did you say, Patricio?
my friend Robin, we just straight up called him Gordo
Gordo,
because
yeah.
no gordito. No, he was
My
Gordo.
mom used to call my little sister her little Goldilocks instead of Goldilocks. And my little sister didn't even get it until she was older. She was like, "Where's my little Goldilocks?" And then,
No, like,
hey, but that's the thing too. And it's not offensive in our culture to just call you straight up by something like where's your negrito friend? Where's your little black friend? All that gordito, flaco. It's all just part of it, and it's never really an offensive thing in the Latin culture.
In black culture either. Because it'll be a dark skinned dude. His name is either gonna be Smoke or Black.
Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you this much. Anytime you pass in the ball court or anything, any black dude doesn't know my name is trying to get my attention. Is hey big dog.
Yeah.
Hey big dog. But gordito, man, like that that is like you could be given the description to the police and you're like, yo, gordito over there and la flaca.
oh, Flaco. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Flaca and like Ken say, they call him Flaco. Yeah, But the thing about it is, if you don't speak Spanish, they got this cool vibe to the name, like
yeah.
You think you cool, man. The streets call me Flaco,
Yeah, because majority of my life, like my grandparents called me Negrito. Like
because
everyone,
yeah.
Yeah, no, and I was actually one of the darkest ones in the family because, like I said, I didn't know my dad till like I was 15, and when I met the dude, like he's kind of like between myself and Ken, darker than me. So like I was always negrito to the entire family, and then I'm like, when I got older, I'm like, wait a second, they were just calling me the little black guy this
Yeah,
entire
in
time.
your house.
Yeah,
in your house.
So this makes sense. You didn't meet your dad till you was 15. That's why you've been taking all these kids.
Mm-hmm. You'll never have a father either.
Bro, that's right, B. Man.
There's my origin story.
Patricio, when you met your dad, when you were 15, was it like a real meeting or was it a chance meeting? Like, did you run into him or was it like he came to see you or he was like, where to leave my stuff, Lisa? Just show back up, 15. You're like, hey, Lisa, what up, girl? No. Hey, I leave a PlayStation here. Hey, what's up?
My mom sent me on a scavenger hunt. She's like, find these 3 people and they'll tell you how to get to your dad.
Zelda? I caught all the chickens. Okay, cool.
But yeah, no, she sent me on a scavenger. I'm 15 years old, going on this freaking wild ass scavenger hunt through Chicago, getting on the train, getting on the buses, going to these sketchy parts of Chicago, trying to find so and so. And it took me 2 days. I finally find my dad, and I confront him. And here's the crazy part: like I'm now, mind you, 15 years old, walking up to this house, and this little girl answers, and I look at her. I'm like, "Hi, I'm looking for Javier," and she's like, "Okay, give me 1 second," and screams out, "Dad!" I'm like, oh snap!
That's your
okay,
sister.
That's my half sister right there. And then this one dude, probably like maybe 18 or 19, comes up. He's like, "Can I help you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm looking for Javier." "Oh, okay, Dad." I'm like, "Oh snap! That's my half brother." All right, cool. So dude finally comes up, and I'm like, "Hey, listen, I'm not."
Hand him all the chickens and the piece of Triforce.
No, and I straight up told him. Look, like I told him my mom's name, told him who I was, and like he just got freaking pale, and told him, "Look, I'm gonna be across the street at the park till 4:30. If you want to get to know me, if you want to give me a chance, I'll be there till 4:30. If you don't come by, you'll never see me again." And homeboy never showed up. So yes, Ken, I do go to therapy.
Yeah, you need to. You got some childhood trauma, bro.
Damn, Patricio, you ain't even good enough for your old man.
I know. Why didn't he want me? Why didn't he want me?
Patricio watched that episode of Fresh Prince years later. He just eat food. He's like, he don't want you because you soft, and he's never gonna want you. But I tell you what, them kids ain't never gonna have their dads neither. Aaron, fire up the van. We taking some babies. Hey guys, we gotta go to commercial. When we come back, Patricio may still be with us. If not, you're listening to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. I am your host for the evening, Miguel Colon Jr., because I have a father who loves me.
God.
Yeah.
Everybody, I can't do
And
this.
I'm here in studio with Patricio, whose daddy said, nah, you know, and Ken Miller's dad said, sometimes, you
Yeah.
know. Patricio, you were just telling us a story that's really, I mean, like, Patricia, how old are you now? Like 33, 34?
37.
37. Okay. So, I mean, the way you're able to tell this story now is, because you've processed it,
Yeah.
through years of everything. And, you've probably looked at your life and realized, I mean, there had to have been points where you thought, you had that Fresh Prince moment
Yeah.
where you're like, I'm not worth it. I'm not worth it. And then you realize, no, this man is just the one who made the bad decisions. It's nothing that you did. But you just told us that, you met your father for the first time. You're 15 years old. You went on a series of side quests. You collected enough ore, and then you got to the goblin headquarters, and there you saw your little sister that you didn't know you had, and a brother you didn't know you had, and then Javier, the father you didn't know you was around. How far away from you, like, because this was Chicago, how far away did he live from you? Was he close enough, or was he?
He was, so we lived in a different side of Chicago, so probably about maybe 20, 30 minutes.
Now let me ask you this. Did this all happen because you showed up with like a Sox hat on and he had a Cubs hat?
Yeah,
and he
right.
Slammed
Yeah,
the door.
Not in this house.
Get this, but I knew he was whack. I left because this.
Yeah.
Well, no. So, like, here's like more information about the whole thing, like a backstory. Like, my mom was the side girl to him because he was married when he met my mom,
You a
and
side
kind of like,
baby.
So,
yeah,
bro, this childhood trauma coming
Mhm.
out, bro.
yeah. So, like, she never, like, every time I talk to my mom, like, I want to know about my dad. Tell me everything, and she's like, when you're older, when you're older. And finally, I bugged her so bad, she gave me the information. I found him, and then the way I processed it when I got back home. Oh wait, I'm echoing.
That's just your voice shaking, cracking.
Yeah.
The way I processed it when I got back home, and I'm fine.
Keep talking to me,
I'm fine. Daddy, where have you been?
Yeah.
But no, like, finally, when I got to my mom and I told her what happened, she was like, "You see, this is why he didn't need to be in your life." And it hit me hard, but I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. You raised me well. You played both roles. I never missed a meal as I was a chubby kid, and she worked her ass off to take care of me. So he left. I didn't need him. People love me. People respect me. I think I did good without him.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Do you contact your half brothers? Have you talked to them since or anything? Or
So
wanted
this is
to?
going to be on radio, and I'm going to sound like really sketchy. I keep tabs on all of them. I know.
Patricia, you had a whole episode once where you talking about going through your girl's phone. We know who you are.
Yeah, we know who you are.
Yeah, Patricia's like, oh, I keep tabs on all of them. You want to see the camera? Check it out.
Anytime I do something and I'm by myself, I put tape over my camera because I think Patricio might have.
Oh yeah. I just talk. Sometimes when I'm alone in my house, I'm like, "Yo, Patricio, what you doing?"
But I'm glad you're going to therapy, man. That childhood trauma is something
real,
which I
man.
didn't realize till I started going to therapy because I tell you my story. My mother passed when I was 5. And so I was adopted by my aunt, who I call Mama, God rest her soul. And she was married at the time to a guy named Johnny, who, that's all old black man named Johnny.
Johnny, yeah. Mr. Johnny.
Mr. Johnny, bro.
With a Newport dangling like this.
Yeah.
Who are y'all kids? Call me, huh?
Yo, Johnny Wilson, man, my first daddy. And so, buddy, I lived with them, and I thought a guy named Johnny Brown was my real father because he was the guy that came around all the time.
Yeah.
He was the last guy my mom was with before she passed. So I thought he was my dad. So we used to go to this corner store, and all the bums hung out there, and the dude was homeless. Like not really homeless, like wino,
Yeah,
for all you
wino.
guys
Yeah,
listening,
it
we
didn't
had
work.
winos back in the day. They stand outside the club drinking liquor all day. It was him, and across from him was this guy that I'm like, yo, I look like this dude. Wait,
across from Johnny Brown was another dude?
A dude that I look like this dude. I'm looking at him, and Johnny Brown was telling about this, my son, Kenneth. The next day I come back, Johnny Brown beat up. Like,
yeah,
my dad, real dad, lumped him up.
for saying that that was his son. See, Ken, your daddy loved you. He just didn't love responsibility.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, lump buddy up, and then he was like, I'm your father. And I was like, okay. And that's how I met my
How
dad.
old were you?
I couldn't have been but eight or nine.
Imagine that. Two winos fighting over who's your daddy.
Bro, couldn't be but 8 or 9. But the crazy thing is, dude, like when I was in the 5th grade, he came to my school drunk. And I only knew it was him because he called me by my middle name. Nobody calls me by my middle name but my father's side of my family. Kente.
Kente.
So when he got out the cab, like, Kente, happy birthday. On my birthday at that. Dude took a cab to Moorhead Middle School drunk to see his son.
Kente, happy birthday. Hey, you got some cab money?
You see, I would have loved for my drunk dad to show up at my school. That would have been amazing.
Patricio, it's Ken's time for his story. Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't know about you and your dad. He doesn't love you.
Me and that dude fought until I had my kids. Like I couldn't
you Charlie?
stand my father, bro.
Yeah.
Chick, his name was, they called him Chick. Yeah, he got a nickname.
Chick.
So I couldn't stand him, but he was an amazing grandfather. And we just got, as I got older, we got, better, our friendship got better. But I went to his funeral and I was kind of upset and I resented it because everybody knew my father but me.
Yeah,
like it was people saying stuff like, "Oh man, he was my role model. He raised me," and I'm sitting there like, "Yo, I lived 3 blocks from this dude."
Yeah. Johnny Brown's there like, he whooped my ass one time because he's the best man ever. You're like,
bro. That's crazy, man. Like, I let it go because I'm older now. But sitting there listening to all them people say all them great things about a dude that I didn't even get a chance to know like that.
You told me one time, one of the reasons you joined the Army was because of your father, because your father was airborne. Yeah, and when you told your father, tell us,
hey, dog, I joined the military. I was like, my father's in the military. I'm gonna join the military. You know what I mean? Father, son, military, make him proud. I went in as a computer programmer. He was mad because I didn't go airborne infantry.
Sitting there with Charlie, and they're just sitting there drinking. And Charlie's like, "You disrespecting your papa? You just do infantry." Hey, Ken, got some money I can hold real quick?
Hey, that thing was funny because when you said that you're a junior, like my son is junior, Kenneth Kente Miller Jr. My brothers all have sons named after them, but they're not juniors. Yeah, they got the different. They got their mom's last name. So there's a little Derek, little Keith, little Reggie. I actually have a junior.
Yes, doing it right. Doing it right. That means daddy's around. Hey, Patricia, let me ask you this though: how was your father's living situation when you showed up? Does he seem like he was doing all right? Did he seem like, because that plays a role too? When you're like, you said your mom's busting her ass to get you anything, you might come to this house and be like, "Yo, look at all this food here, air conditioned," and I'm grinding with mom.
No, he was doing pretty good living on the south side of Chicago, so he was doing okay.
How old was how old you said you were 15? Your sibling brother was like 15 or 18. How old was your younger sister?
She had to be at least probably like 9 or 10.
That sucks, man. Because I know you. You're a good man. You would have had a good time being a brother to both of them.
I always wanted that opportunity to like be the bigger brother.
I bet you Patricio got pictures where he photoshopped himself with the family. Like, he following them. He's like, remember that time we was at SeaWorld?
Yo, hey, we about to have a Netflix documentary on this dude in a few years, yo.
We go into Patricio's house and there's pictures of him like giving away his sister at the wedding. And I'm like, I thought you never met her. And then we find out all the people he photoshopped over have mysteriously died.
And that's the name of it, Photoshopped.
And it starts out with Patricio's just a close-up of his hands, and he's sitting there, and he's like, I love my family. Yeah, I love my family. Come on, how much he loves his family, and then you pull out, you see he's in a cell.
He got the little tweezers.
Stop. I need y'all to stop right now because
Daddy.
No.
It's got some creepy. Yeah.
Because I did do that.
Yeah, I know you did, Patricio. You're weird.
So Patricia, why not just reach out to the brother and sister? Like, hey, I'm your half brother. I just want to get to know you. Why just keep
why clip stuff in a serial killer scrapbook?
Because I mean, the worst they can say is, hey man, I'm good. Especially with now health reasons, people need to know their family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the big thing. I know people think with this whole ancestry.com thing, it's all about stealing your DNA. But for a lot of people, especially our culture, Black and Hispanic culture, health reasons, you need to know, pre-existing things with your family. So why not reach out and get to know them?
Well, I'll say this. The reason why I haven't done that is because I don't want to destroy his image that his kids have of him, because maybe they see him as, the loving father, the dedicated husband, the hard worker who never did wrong in their eyes. But
Right.
then you come to find out, oh, daddy had an affair with this one girl on the north side of Chicago, and there's this other Mexican guy in our lives now. So I don't want to destroy the sanctity and the peace
that I can
family
understand, but you also need to get that cholesterol check. Let's see.
And plus, there's like 2 grandma recipes of tamales you're missing out on.
Yeah. I totally understand that, my brother. I can respect you for that, but at the same time, you got a brother and sister out there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That'd probably be cool to get to know.
Patricio, what are they doing right now? Go check.
All right, hold on.
Hey, as he cuts out another picture.
And it's playing that song "Father of Mine," but it's an R&B cover.
Yeah.
Patricio, stop scaring our audience.
Yeah.
I get it, man. You're the child snatcher, but at some point, Patricio, what if you got to snatch one of their kids one day?
Oh,
you're like, but technically, it's not illegal. Guess what? I'm their uncle. What? That's how the beginning of Photoshop starts.
Yeah. On top of that, dude, I'm just saying. Also, too, if he creep with your mom, how you ain't got some more brothers and sisters out there? Yeah. You might want.
How you never hooked up with one of your sisters or your brothers? I'm not judging you, Patricio, or your brothers. I know you be going to festivals. You're really cool, dude. Where are you from? Chicago? Me too. We should kiss. I don't know.
Hey, after they kiss, they get to talking. Yeah, man. So my dad, Javier. Wait a minute.
Wait a
you
second.
got that Javier too?
Does he live across the street from a park where a sad kid sat on the swings alone once?
Hey, what Forrest Gump say? He got a daddy named Forrest too.
At that moment, Jenny was like, God damn, I let you bussin' me.
He got a daddy named Forrest too. Forrest, you're his daddy. Forrest was like,
what?
Yo, remember that scene? His face. He was like, you didn't do anything wrong, bitch. I know I didn't. You did.
You his daddy, Forrest. I gotta go. Here's some bus money. You know. He called Lieutenant Dan. He was like, Lieutenant Dan, it turns out I got a baby from Jenny, and she's not doing so good. Lieutenant Dan, hey, Forrest, chill out. I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna help you out. Don't worry. And then Lieutenant Dan got on the phone. He was like, hey, bully, you still talking to Steak? Yeah, Sergeant Bully from Nam. That's my dude. I need you and Steak to go over there and do the same thing we did in the Hong Nong village. Leave no children.
I know we're not supposed to laugh, but I think I laughed at that scene the first time I saw it. He said, you got a daddy named Forrest too?
Hey,
I hate Jenny. I hate
everybody
Jenny
hates
so
Jenny,
much.
man. And the thing is, I don't blame Jenny for what Jenny became. I just hate Jenny, but I get it, man.
Yeah.
She's a victim.
Childhood
but,
trauma.
Yeah, childhood trauma.
She is the original childhood trauma, bro.
Yeah, she that shorty that you're like, look, I don't blame her, but you gotta stay away from her.
Yeah, I got a couple of Jennies in my life. I get.
Oh, dog, you are a Jenny. You know.
Without the AIDS.
Without the AIDS, man. Yeah.
Know what love is. Okay?
Hey, guys.
I know what love is.
Sorry to ruin your Black Panther party. All right, guys, we got to go to commercial. When we come back, we're all probably going to be crying. You're listening to Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. Real Laughs on Real Radio 104.1. I am your host this evening, Miguel Colon Jr. That's right, Daddy loved me. And here's the origin story of how I met my dad. My mom gave birth, and a loving man was waiting there. You know? I said, hey, you my dad? He said, why wouldn't I be? Come on, let's get ice cream. Patricio was born in the hospital. It wasn't even a male doctor, and he just slid out. They scooped him up, gave him to the mom. Like, come on, man, hurry up, man. We got people with health insurance coming in here. You know?
My mom took a taxi home.
Your mom took a taxi home?
My mom took a taxi to the hospital and back.
It was the taxi Ken's dad was driving. He was like, hey, man, you got to be with your baby, smoking a cigarette. Let me see that baby. Yeah, that's a good baby. I got a son.
All right, but Gary, because just talking about the last segment of Patricio, what if you found out your pops had some kids somewhere? Would that tarnish how you felt about your dad?
No, not at this age. But to be real, I think if I was younger, yeah, because like Pops is a hero even when he's not a hero. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Even when he's just a man trying to be a man, he's a hero. At this age, I wouldn't. I would wonder, do I want to meet them or not? And not in a bad way, but it's just I'm 41. I ain't got no time for no new friends. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they could be real cool. I think I would be way cooler with it than they would, though, because I'm the one who had my pops.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, if I found out where I am now in life and stuff like that, but I tell you where it would tarnish my feelings. If I had found out he had new, and Dad, if you're listening, he probably just tuned in right now. What are they talking about? We're talking hypothetical here. But if I found out that he had known about his other family, other kids, if that was something that had happened, and he played no role in it, I think it would make me be now just kind of as a grown man. Like as a grown man now, there's times you guys don't know this because you don't have them, but as a grown man, you can talk to your pops differently. But as a grown man, you can't because I now can look at my life and understand where my dad was at these ages. Like I think about it all the time. My father had me, he was like 22 years old.
Yeah.
21. I think my mom was like 17. My mom was like 18 or something like that, So I can visualize what life was like for those times of them. So now if I had found out like there was like a side family that my dad had never had, if I knew he knew about them, I'd be like, we gotta, if they don't know you, we have to introduce you. You're their father. But what if you found out your mom had side kids? You're like, when did that happen?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I remember you being fat for a little bit, but I just, I don't know.
Yo, mom, when did and wait, you just gave a baby?
Yeah.
Gave a baby away? Because my family structure is weird. Because with me, I'm adopted.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 6 brothers and sisters with my real mom. Then I have 3 brothers and sisters who are my cousins because my aunt adopted me.
Yeah.
But my youngest sister is my niece.
That's a traditional black family.
Right. But my mama adopted her, so she's my little sister, which is weird because when my big brother, who's her father, is around, she calls him dad, but she calls me bruh. Hey, it's some black stuff. It's some black stuff, bro. It really I have a niece now who is transgender. And I had said happy birthday. I say happy birthday, yo, to everybody.
Yeah.
That's my, so I ain't got to go through all that. She hit me up like, you need to respect me as a woman now, because I'm a woman now. I'm your sister. She was so confused because my sister is actually my niece.
So she thought you were her brother.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm actually your uncle. I had to explain to her.
She's like, no, you're not, because I just you be whatever you want.
Yeah.
Okay, don't you get it?
Yo, I had to let her know.
I transitioned to your. She transitioned to your sister.
I transitioned to your auntie. Yo, I'm your auntie now.
Yeah.
Hey, my family dynamic. But that's a lot in black
Your
families.
family are Pokemon. Can they evolve to new things?
Hey.
I choose my niece.
And then, but a boy comes out.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Don't ask, because you're gonna get in an argument with somebody,
bro. It's like it's a Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah.
You find out. You remember Moesha when they found out Ray J?
Brother. Yeah. That's because Ray J needed a job. He was like, write me in the show.
Yo, Ray J.
Y'all paying Fredo? Yeah, she's like, they're paying Fredo Star from Onyx. You gonna pay me too?
That's some black family stuff right there. Ray J. He was the cousin of something, right?
Yeah,
and then
the
found
son is
out
a brother.
Actually, was his son.
They just wrote it. They just like, hey man, listen, we gotta be real with it.
Yeah.
Make them. Patricio, now in your line of work as a baby snatcher, do you feel so like you must deal sometimes with parents who Like I feel like maybe you can sometimes talk to some of these parents and be like, hey, listen, as a child who didn't have a father growing up, this is the importance of like a father in a child's life and stuff. Do you ever feel like you sometimes tap into your own life when you're talking to some of these clients, or do you not, just because of the professional side?
No, that actually what makes me a badass paralegal. Because when I was working criminal, I would talk to clients. Because like, here's the thing, I've been to Simpson Road, I've
Yeah.
been under house arrest, I've been under probation, so like I get that process. And usually, when you talk to someone working in criminal cases, they're like, "Oh, you don't know what it's like. You don't know, how it was in the back of the
Hey,
car." I'm
don't you
like,
ever talk
"That's."
crap about Kaufman like that again, dog. That's my dude.
But no, I'm able to relate to clients sometimes on that level because I do personal.
Yeah. And do you like every now and then when you do, you have cases, Patricio, where like you just kind of telling us earlier about a little bit, but you have cases where uh it's not a win at all for anyone, and that must suck. Like it's yeah. What would you like to say? Yeah.
That's when Erin takes off the gloves, and that's the one thing that puts her apart from a lot of other attorneys. Like, she's going to tell you the hardcore truth. There'll be times where, like, the consult comes in, they talk to her, and Erin tells her, "Listen, you're in the wrong. You're not doing this right. This is not going to work out the way you want to see it," because she's not going to take your money. She's not trying to get rich off of, your misfortune. She's going
Yeah.
to tell you the God honest truth. And that's why I love working with her 3 years now, because she keeps it effing real.
Do you ever after Erin tells the parent, like, let's say she's talking to a mother and she's like, I'm sorry, you're in the wrong. You're not going to get your child. I'm sorry. This is just not going to work. I can't take your money. And then Erin walks away and you're in the shadows. You're like, there are other ways. Fire up the van, Erin. 1, 2, Patricio's coming for you.
Man,
Have
well,
you ever had
I gotta say this though. I give my ex-wife props because they was gonna get me. They wanted like 1,300
a month?
Yeah, and my ex-wife was like, "Look, he don't make that," because she wasn't working. I
Yeah.
was, and she was like, he gonna have to work 5 jobs to pay this. So we came to an agreement. It was like 480 a month, but I took care of health care,
Yeah.
all that stuff, insurance.
So it wasn't a
Anytime she needed
lump sum,
closing
but
up,
you take
yeah.
care of the family. That's
Yeah,
good though.
we
Yeah,
actually
man.
used a paralegal. We didn't even go through lawyers. We did a paralegal. We did the paperwork ourselves, took it to a paralegal, stamped it. We went to court. That was it.
Yeah,
I think
divorce ain't cheap. It breaks my heart,
yeah.
but it's not cheap because a lot of work goes into it. But if both
1,300 a month.
parties,
I would literally tell the court, be like, yo, I want to remarry her. I want y'all to I want the sentence of marriage. You want to do this? You want to do this?
James said it best: "Is it cheaper to keep her?"
Yeah. It's not.
Yeah,
Spiritually.
it's also cheaper to sniper her too.
Yeah, dog. At that point, hey.
Which
like, yo,
which I thought you was gonna say you did to your dad at the park when he didn't come out. You was just like, yeah.
Patricio, do you know if your father do you know if your father
Hey man. With
Rock-a-bye,
the whole
baby.
music playing.
Yeah.
No, baby cats in the cradle of the silver spoon.
Patricio's father's sitting there like, what are you waiting for? Patricio's like, I'm waiting for him to hold his kids.
Hey, you ever see Hurt Locker?
Yeah, when they spot
the Capri Sun.
Yeah.
Yo, big dude giving him a Capri Sun.
Yeah. I want the child in his arms when I do this.
Yo.
They have to see. They have to know.
Oh, my goodness, bro.
Patricio, do you know if your father's still alive?
Yes, he is.
He is? When are you going to do it? Patricio's just sits there.
No, and honestly, like I've had this conversation, with people, and they've said the exact same thing. Why don't you bury the hatchet? I'm like, no, because I'm doing great right now. Why do I need to have that extra friend in my life that might slow me down?
He didn't want to be a part of life. You don't need him in your life. If that's how you feel, you're right for that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You weren't here for the building. Why you got to be here, for the celebration?
Yeah, exactly, man. And if there's ever a point where you do want to see him, you obviously have a tab on him where he's at right now, where he's at when he's asleep, Patricio, he's going to see Patricio one day, and Patricio's going to come to finish him. He's going to be there with the black gloves and the silencer, and he's going to be like, who are you? And you'll be like, you know who I am. He's like, weren't you the garbage man that one time?
Yo, you got to
lot
G
of-
money him. You got to G money
yeah.
him from New Jack City, B. You
Am
gotta,
I
and you gotta have
my
a
brother's
tear.
keeper?
You gotta have a tear come down your face. You gotta have a tear come down your face, like, and then look cocking back.
We're gonna at the day after. Patricia's just gonna call us up. Y'all want to go to like Texas Day, Brazil? I'm having a great morning. Just eating steak. What's up, bro?
Hey, so we get the Texas Day Brazil call. We know.
And then when Patricio just like Aaron comes in the office, everything's missing. We find out he never was Patricio. This is his long con he's been pulling this whole time to get his daddy back.
Yo, this movie is great.
Oh yeah, dude! Photoshop. Yeah. It just ends with him calling us up. We're on Real Last One. It's like it's a screen. We don't see Patricio. We just see like Thailand, and he's like, "I'm gonna miss you guys. I had a great time." We're like, Patricio. He's like, "No, son, that name's dead." With Javier.
Hey, Aaron's running down the hall.
Yeah,
figured it out.
Yeah, it's like, Hey, she drops her coffee cup like usual suspect. Looks around at the Mario and Luigi. They were brothers. Blah blah blah. Patricio. He just starts walking away, and his foot straightens out as he's walking away.
Yo, he said she opened the door, and the whole office empty. The paint's off the wall. Everything's gone. All the podcast equipment is gone.
It's just all gone. Every dollar she ever paid him is stacked on the table with a note. I never took advantage of you. And then as he's cruising away on this boat in Thailand, it's like, you belong to the city. You belong to the night. We all get a gift box like 10 years later with something like hey, we've all forgotten and everything. And then 10 years later, one day we just each of us get a package. I open mine up and just says 1, 2, Tricio's coming for you. And then I look and there's just a shadow and a dunk. I'm on the phone with you. Ken, listen to me. You're in the room with him. I found his father. It's not Javier. His father is Charlie Mac. You gotta get out of there.
I don't know how you do this, Miguel. I don't know how you do this, man.
Yeah, all I gotta do is derail something. Try to. The hard part is when you got like I tell you this. I always say this, I mean this, man. Hosting this show is so easy with you guys because all I gotta do is throw something out there and you guys make it funny. Man, you guys are great. But hey, we gotta wrap the show up. Patricio, besides outside your brother's room later on or digging through the garbage of your half sister, where will you be this week?
Every Tuesday, I am at Coyoacan Mexican restaurant in Lake Mary beginning 6 o'clock for Tuesday trivia. Check me out February 15th. We are doing a live recording of With a Side of Chaos at Graffiti Junction, Thornton Park, beginning at 6 o'clock.
Oh, awesome. Ken, where are you going to be this week?
This Friday, I'm in Marco Island at Marco Island Art Center. And then Saturday, I'm in Spring Hill, Los Entertainment. Y'all know Los books all the shows out in Spring Hill. It's great shows. So Marco Island on Friday, Spring Hill Saturday.
Perfect. Me, January 27th, I will be at Boardwalk Bowl near UCF. The show starts at 7:30 p.m. Please come out because I haven't done Boardwalk Bowl since years ago when it was a bonkers room and it was always a good time. So Boardwalk Bowl, January 27th by UCF. Come check me out. Guys, on behalf of myself, Patricio, Ken Miller, all the fatherless boys, all the babies Patricio has ever stolen. I still got 2 minutes on?
No, I'm saying peace.
Oh, peace. I was like, damn, Ken, we got to go. I was like, I got nothing left. But I have myself and everybody, I want to wish you guys a great weekend. Thank you guys for always tuning in to Real Lives. Please follow us on social media. Please comment on our stuff on our Facebook. Let us know stories you guys want to talk about. And I got to remember this next week, guys. I saw an article. The baby Dropbox got used for the first time.
I saw.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's try to remember that, man. And let's talk about baby Dropbox next time we're on air. You guys are listening to Real Lives on Real Radio 104.1.
Take
Love
your
you, Dad.
ass to bed.
She just said, love you, Dad. He said, I don't.
All right, man.
Thank you, guys. That was great.
Dude, that was awesome.